What's up, YouTube? It is your boy, JB. We're here for the week's hottest topic. I think this is number 14. Number 14, you guys. So, without further ado, let's talk about what is happening this week. And this week is going to be the week of September 7th through September 11th. And, let's remember September 11th. God, cannot believe how long ago that was. I actually remember when it happened. I remember I was in the 7th grade when it happened. I was in the 7th grade, I think, you guys. I'm pretty positive I was in the 7th grade when that happened. That was 19 years ago. I remember when it happened. Now, me and my friends, again, we were kids, teenagers. Actually, we weren't even teenagers at this time when it happened. But, we were watching it on the news. My teacher was telling us, you need to watch this. This is going to be history. And we didn't realize, we thought it was something, action. We thought something, was being played out on television. We didn't know that was real because we were sitting there laughing. And then when I got home, I realized it was real. I'm like, oh, that was real? I'm like, we thought that was fake. And my mom's like, nope, that was very much real. But, my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone that was affected by 9/11. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just get into the topics of this week. All right, you guys. So before we start talking about the news that happened this week, let us start with some sad news. I want to say prayers out to everyone that is out there. Actually, let's include both Lake Charles, Louisiana, and the wildfires out there in Florida. People who dealt with the hurricane in Lake Charles and the wildfires out there in California. My bad, y'all. Those pictures that are floating around, like when I saw that one, because I saw the videos, because I watch, world news with David Muir on ABC. I watch ABC pretty much all day. But to see those photos and all that orange, I can't imagine what that's like. I can't imagine living. I think about it sometimes that I would like to move to California, but then I think about, the wildfires out there. I'm like, I definitely don't want a home out there. It's just scary to think that, one day things could be going fine and then a brush fire happens and everything is engulfed in flames and you're having to evacuate your home. Things can be replaced, but people can't. But nobody wants to have to go through all of that stuff. Like, nobody wants to go through that. So once again, my thoughts, my prayers go out to everyone that is affected by both the hurricane in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and everyone that is affected by the wildfires out there in California. So once again, my thoughts and prayers go out to you guys. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the bullshit that happened in this week, because it has been a doozy. All right, you guys, let's talk about this dumbass fool that y'all call a president. So, shout out to my girl Roxanne for this one, but YSAP, this motherfucker was out there talking to the press on the record. I think it was like for 18-hour recording with Bob Woodward, who is releasing his book titled Rage. Now, in the interview that he did with Bob Woodward, he did a whole lot of talking. Homeboy just ran his fucking mouth, and I'm like, dude, you've got to be the dumbest motherfucker on the face of the earth to sit here and think that the press is your friend. You sit here and talk, you sit here on social media all day, every day, talking about the fake news media, this, the mainstream media, they tell you this, they tell you that, they do this, they do that. But yet instead you sitting here talking to a reporter, a journalist, a journalist. Are you serious? And I want to talk about some of the things that he was discussing, because he talked about, and he talked about, COVID-19. He also talked about understanding the anger of the black community, which I'll talk about that in just a minute. But let's first start talking about with COVID. So Donald Trump admitted that he knew weeks before the first confirmed U.S. coronavirus death that the virus was dangerous, airborne, and highly contagious, and more deadly than even the strenuous flu. But yet instead, here you are on television telling people it'll go away just like that. It'll go away. When April gets here, like the flu, it'll go away. Like, we don't know anything about this virus, but yet instead you're telling the American people that the cases will dwindle, it'll go away. And then you're not talking about people, telling people to wear masks. You're on one of the press briefings talking about injecting bleach and the other stuff he was talking about. Like, but you knew about this shit, and you talking about you don't want to cause chaos. Hello, dumbass, we're already in chaos. We don't know anything about this. This happened, you knew about this in January. February, you still didn't say anything, and we didn't get anything until March. March, dude, and here we are now in September. Like, are you serious? You said nothing, absolutely nothing to the American people. Like, you're responsible for the sickness, for the deaths that have happened in this country. Like, you're responsible for it. Oh, God. Like, he's such a fucking idiot. And then he kept repeating that he played it down publicly. Like that. Listening to that interview, because I was watching it on The View yesterday, listening to it, and the whole co-hosts were saying, like Sonny and Joy Behar were saying, especially Sonny. Sonny said that this shows a lack of leadership on his part, which it does. We all knew he was incompetent, but goddamn, how fucking incompetent! Like, you put people's lives at risk. Oh, this is the China flu. This is the China flu. Like, are you serious? This is like, you place blame on so many people instead of yourself. Look at yourself and say, you know what? I fucked up. I should have said this shit a long time ago. But he can't do that. It's his ego. His ego is too huge for him to ever own up to any mistakes he makes. God, he's a fucking idiot. And it scares me to think that he has the potential to be re-elected as president. Like, I don't know what his base needs in order to see that he is no good. I feel like even if the man shot and killed someone, they would still support him. Actually, I know they would, which is terrible. So yeah, he revealed that he had a surprising level of detail about the threat of the virus earlier than previously known. Pretty amazing, Trump told Woodward, adding that the coronavirus may be 5 times more deadly than the flu. Oh my God, he knew about this shit. Are you serious? Like, I'm laughing to keep from crying, because I just want to cry, because when I think about the madness, the insanity that is Donald Trump. You guys, I know a lot of people might not be keen on Joe Biden. I'm not either. I have to be honest with you guys. I'm not keen on Joe Biden. But the one thing that I will say is we already see what 4 years of Trump looks like. Nothing. It's terrible. This is damn near post-apocalyptic to me. I'm exaggerating, you guys. I'm exaggerating. I'm being facetious. But 4 years of him looks terrible. What has he done? I would much rather the unknown than the known, because the known is not looking good. So you guys, also, I do want to say this because I was someone who had been thinking about going out and doing early voting in my county until I finally realized that because I was watching Chuck Todd on Meet the Press last Sunday, and they were talking about that with the early voting versus election day votes. So they were saying that the election day votes, if we go out and we African Americans go out and vote early, and the day of the election, those votes are counted first. The election day votes, those are counted first, and then the election, early votes are counted, which the election day votes could actually help Donald Trump because his supporters are going to go out on election day and vote for him. So you guys, if you're voting for Joe Biden, again, I'm not telling you guys who to vote for. Trust me, I'm not telling you that. But if you guys are voting for Biden and you're going out on, an early vote, don't. Let's go out on the day of the election and vote for him then. Because I just took off on my calendar at work for election day. So yeah, that's that. And then he also was talking about, not understand. So he said he does not. Okay. So this is something else he said. He said he does not believe that because of his white privilege, and everything that he has, that he does not owe the responsibility to understand the anger and pain felt among Black Americans. I'm like, no shock there. But the thing that bothers me is you got quacks, you got dumbass people like Candace Owen who went at Cardi B this week. I'm not talking about that because I don't give a fuck about it. There are a lot of ignorant people on social media. Someone called me a fool because they said Cardi B is not Black. And I'm like, then what the fuck is she if she's not Black? And their response was she's Latina and Hispanic. And I had to educate them, and they got mad because I educated them on this, that Hispanic and Latina is not a color. And they were like, so I'm like, not all, I said Hispanic people, there are some white Hispanic people, and there are some Black Hispanic people. And they were like, and there's some, and I forgot what the other term was that they used. I'm like, that is so fucking stupid. They were like, well, what about Asian people? They're not white. I'm like, yes, they are. Yes, Asian people are white. Have you not looked at look at people's skin? There's only two colors that a person's skin can be: black, melanated, versus non-melanated. So you either got dark or light skin, or you have pale skin. Like, oh my God, people are so stupid. I'm like, Latina and Hispanic is not a race. That's an ethnicity. I don't get how people are so stupid to not understand the difference between race and ethnicity. Race and ethnicity. Ethnicity, I'm actually an African American, but thanks to my ancestry, I also realized that I'm Nigerian. But yeah, I'm not going into that because that was the dumbest conversation that I've ever had in my fucking life. I felt like I lost some goddamn brain cells, but let's move on. All right, you guys. So the next story that I definitely want to talk about, let's do a follow-up. Because I think I spoke about Dr. Dre. I can't remember. But let's talk about him. His soon-to-be ex-wife. Wow. She is asking for, she is like, I think it's like, they totaled up like 2.5 million that she's asking for in temporary spousal support for, she wants it every month. Now, I know he got the money, but goddamn. So let's go down his laundry list, and I mean laundry list of expenses that she wants. So the first one, she says laundry and cleaning of $10,000. $10,000 for laundry and cleaning. That's a bit excessive. I guess if they live in a mansion, you got to clean that, and depending on how many people are on staff. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes a little bit of sense right there. Okay, yeah, that makes some sense. That makes some bit of sense to me. Okay, I got that. Next is clothes. This is $135,000. Girl, if you don't take your ass to, I know the name brands that you probably buy are expensive, but you might want to kind of, trickle that on down. $135,000 a month in clothes. What do? Buy something once and never wear it again? That is stupid to me, honestly. If you buy something once and never wear it again, to me, I feel like that's a waste of money. That's why I say it's stupid. I feel like it's a waste of money to buy clothes and never wear them again. Just wear them once, unless you're on the set of a movie or something. That's the only way that makes sense to never wear an outfit again. But to just have clothes hanging up in your closet that you never wear, you only wear it once. You never mind. The next one is education slash, and it has in parentheses tuition and living expenses. $60,000. Girl, who you getting an education from? Who are you getting an education from, and who is getting an education? Because all their kids are grown, right? Do they have any kids that are in college? But even still, $60,000 a month for education and tuition and living expenses, that's hella excessive. That 60,000 might be at best in one of the Ivy Leagues a semester, but not a fucking month. So, homegirl, I think you just need to, kind of calm your tits. Then the next one, $900,000 for entertainment. Who the fuck you paying for that much money? What the fuck are you doing? Girl, if you don't sit your ass down in front of a TV, because there's nowhere you can go at this point, sit the fuck down in front of the TV, turn on the TV, I don't know, turn on the Verzuz battle, do something. But what the fuck you doing for $900,000 to entertain yourself? You buying a dildo? What are you doing? What are you doing? That threw me off for a loop too. Then she got charitable contributions, $125,000 a month as well. Honey, you are the charitable contribution, so you might want to just knock that one off the list as well. Now this one, here's another one that I do understand, and I don't understand at the same time. $100,000 for the mortgage. Y'all got a mortgage? I would have thought y'all owned y'all home, but a mortgage? A mortgage of $100,000? Okay. Now this one is the one that threw me the fuck off. Telephone, cell phone, and email, $20,000. First of all, emails, that is free. Cell phone, how many fucking phones do you have? And telephone, you got a landline? Actually, I think my best friend had a landline at one point. But telephone and cell phone, who you with and how many lines you got that you paying $20,000 a month for a cell phone? Because if you are, you're getting ripped off. $20,000. $20,000. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, the ones that I just can't make heads or tails of is and understand is the clothing for $135,000, the education for $60,000, the entertainment for $900,000, and this telephone and cell phone for $20,000. Girl, you're pushing your luck. What the fuck? I would tell her to produce some receipts showing that shit, especially that telephone and that cell phone. Who the fuck paying $20,000 a month? Let's move on. All right, you guys, the next story that we're going to talk about is Tamar and her fiance, David. Now, mind you guys, I don't know if they were engaged until recently. Because I feel like I'm the last person to know that they were engaged. I guess because I don't follow Tamar on social media. And that's why I didn't see the video that she posted about them getting engaged. So I don't know nothing about it. Now, I will say that when it comes down to Tamar and with David, there's something off with this for me. Something is just not, everything doesn't add up. I feel, I reserve a bit of a side eye for David, because when Tamar first got with David, she was keeping him a secret. She was never calling him by his name. She was calling him T'Challa. But because I watched Big Brother, and then she was on Big Brother, she was swooning over him, and I'm like, if Tamar is happy, then that's all that matters. But I just did reserve a little bit of side eye for it, because she had just got out of her relationship with Vince, and I felt like Tamar needed to take some time for herself, and for her son. I felt like she needed that at that time. But I was like, what, if this dude makes her happy, who am I to judge? But like I said, something just felt off about it. So then when we finally started seeing her post pictures of him. We saw him on that last season of the Braxton Family Values. I was like, yeah, there's something a little bit off with this dude. I'm like, I feel like he's fame hungry. Like, because if someone is a business, if they have a business and everything, and they don't want to be a part of the limelight, why all of a sudden now is he a part of it? Just a bit of questions there. So this week, he filed a domestic abuse restraining order against Tamar. And now he's saying that, he was driving Tamar and that she hit him in his jugular. He was discombobulated. He wasn't really aware of a lot of stuff, but he called his mama. I'm like, if you were discombobulated, how did you have the time to call your mother on the phone? And you said Tamar heard her and she heard Tamar, because I guess he put it on speakerphone. And then he was talking about he wrecked, there was so much damage to the Rolls Royce and everything. I'm like, well, first of all, why'd you have to tell us what kind of car it was? No one cares. And number two, why are you on social media talking about this situation? No one really knows who you are. You're using Tamar's name to talk about her. So that was the other side of that I had. Why are you on social media telling everybody this? I mean, yes, someone was gonna pick it up that you filed a restraining order against her, but you didn't have to go out and say what happened. And someone from Tamar's camp is saying otherwise. They're saying that he was driving her to a mental health facility recently when they began arguing, and David told her they were going to end up in a murder-suicide. What the fuck? And I wonder if this is after her attempted suicide, a month ago? Why would you say some shit like that? Now, Tamar, if that shit is true, and for both of them to be alleging abuse from the other person, it's no laughing matter. I say it all. I'm gonna say it again, ladies and gentlemen, please keep your hands to yourselves. But the thing is, Tamar, if he told you guys were going to end up in a murder-suicide, you might want to run away from him. Run like hell. And that's not a joke. Like, seriously, run away from homeboy. There's just something's off here. And I know her show premiered, Get Your Life. I know that premiered last night on WeTV. I didn't watch it. I had no intentions of watching it. I know also that the Braxton Family Values is returning soon as well. I might watch that. I don't know 100% if I'm going to watch the Braxton Family Values. But yeah, if that shit is all true, especially the one about the murder-suicide, Tamar, girl, get away from him quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like, you don't need that in your life. And then the reason they said they were arguing is because he had posted a picture of Logan onto his social media. Now, if I was Tamar, I would feel some type of way. Like, why would you post my child? Why would you do that? Like, come to me first and ask me, is it cool that you took a picture with Logan? Cool. But to post it on your social media, you come to me and ask me if you can do that. So I get that aspect. But again, like I said, Tamar, if he said to you that you two are going to end up in a murder-suicide, it's time for you to cut your losses with him. Because I know it's been said that some of her family and friends don't really see it for him. And I didn't really see it for him, especially after her suicide attempt. When he called the dispatch, and he was telling dispatch her situation with WeTV. What the fuck they got to do with anything? Just call 911, tell them, hey, my girlfriend tried to kill herself. Can I get help here ASAP? We're at such and such and such and such. Don't go into detail about what's going on in her life. No one needs to know that information but her and WeTV and whoever else. Which, speaking of WeTV, I know they let her out of did they let her out of the contract with this show, Get Your Life, or in contract with them, period? Like with Braxton Family Values. Just questioning that. But yeah, we're gonna move on, you guys. All right, you guys. And then in Black Girl Magic, Mara Brock Akil. Congratulations go out to her. She has signed a multi-year deal over at Netflix where she will create original content. So yes, shout out to Mara Brock Akil. She's done The Game, Girlfriends, which is now on Netflix, Being Mary Jane. I'm excited for Mara Brock Akil. I love her shows. I love the shows that she creates. Isn't Black Lightning one of her shows? Her and her husband's shows. I love Black Lightning. That is one of my favorite superhero shows right now, besides Power Rangers. But yeah, congratulations to Mara Brock Akil. I would love it. I would love it. Like since I said, Girlfriends is now currently on Netflix, streaming today, September 11th. I would love it if we finally get a close to Girlfriends. I know we're probably never going to get a close to Girlfriends. I mean, at least they could give us a close. They could give us a Girlfriends 1 hour, 2 hour movie. I don't know. Because that show never got the proper ending it deserved. But yet instead, BET brought back The Game. That first season of The Game on BET, it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best to me. No, I mean it wasn't the best. It wasn't. But then after that, it just went downhill. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? This is terrible. I don't know if it was just off. Those last few seasons of The Game was just off to me. So yeah, I don't even know if those are. I know The Game is on Netflix, but I don't know if. Actually, I think it's the first 4 seasons. So that's the seasons that was on the CW. So I guess for now we just saying fuck the BET version. I'm fine with that. I really am. I'm fine with that. But yeah, once again, shout out to Mara Brock Akil. Congratulations. And with that, we're going to move over to our small talk news, shall we? All right, you guys, and in small talk, congratulations go out to Real Housewives of Potomac star Ashley Darby and Michael Darby. They're expecting another baby. And I didn't freeze. Congratulations, Ashley. I can't hate on you, girl. You're securing that bag, but I don't know if I would secure a bag with Michael Darby. I mean, the man is just a creep-zoid. But once again, congratulations, sis. Secure that bag. Get that alimony and that child support. You guys, I have a feeling that with Ashley, I feel like Ashley is playing a smart game. I forgot how long that prenup was, but I feel like Ashley is playing a smart game. I feel like pretty soon, it might not be this season. It might not be by the reunion time. It might actually be by the middle of, if they get renewed for season 6, I feel like about season 6 or season 7, Ashley and Michael are going to be heading for a divorce. They're going for, that divorce is coming pretty soon. Or maybe Ashley just don't give a fuck about him having a boyfriend and a girl and a wife and sleeping with other people. Maybe Ashley just don't give a damn. I don't know. I try not to. I can't care any more or less than I already don't. Then another congratulations go out to Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor, who had their baby girl. I think her name is. I gotta find her name because I didn't get that. But let's see. Give me just a second. I know that she had the baby in the bathroom once again, like she did with baby Junie. Oh, I don't have the baby's name. Actually, let's see if this has it. You know, but it is time for me to upgrade to a tablet and finally get my laptop. Yeah, her name is, so I was going to be correct. I didn't want to say it wrong, but they had her on this past Sunday. Her name is Rue Rose, and she's a pretty little thing. She's such a cute little baby. But congratulations to those two. And let's also say a congratulations to the producers and everyone that works on The Chi. The Chi. They have been renewed for season 4 over there at Showtime. I know you guys with I had my issues with season 3 with some of the stories that they were writing, but now that they have been renewed for season 4, I hope that they can get back on track with where things were. Because I know with The Chi, what really happened was the departure or them firing Jason Mitchell. So they had to scrap some of the storylines that they had and come up with these storylines that they had for season 3, which a lot of them made no sense, but I still support the show. I'm still going to review the show next season, and I'm glad that they got a season 4. I actually do hope that they bring Candy back as Rose next season. And then the next thing that we want to discuss is the Verzuz battle that'll be happening this Sunday with Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle. Who you guys going for in this Verzuz battle? Me personally, I'm going for Miss Gladys Knight, Midnight Train to Georgia. I will say, growing up, I was always a Gladys Knight fan. I wasn't always the biggest Patti LaBelle fan. I really wasn't. I really was a Gladys Knight fan. So yeah, who you guys going for in the Verzuz? And then the last thing that I want to discuss, because I didn't discuss this last week, because I meant to discuss this last week on my Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition review, but I started talking about Hazel and Masika. So Tahiri, she came out last week and she said that, you know, Joe had abused her in an interview, I think with Jason Lee. I didn't watch the interview because I personally don't like Jason Lee. He's not my cup of tea. I think he's a bitch. But yeah, you know, she was alleging that Joe abused her, but then Joe came out and said that, nope, I never abused you. It was you who abused me. Honestly, when it comes to Joe and Tahiri, I think they both abuse each other. We saw it with her on Marriage Bootcamp that she can be a bit physical. And I believe Joe was physical because he said they were both toxic when they were together. And we all know Joe was on drugs at that time. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not making any excuses for anybody. But I believe that they were both abusive to one another. But he said that, you know, her nose got broken by that dude at the club. But I mean, it could have been 2 instances where her nose got broken by the guy in the club and by her. And I know that a video came out about them on YouTube. I didn't watch that. And then this week, there was some audio or video that came out about Joe and Sin, insinuating that he had abused her as well. So, again, I will say, ladies and gentlemen, keep your motherfucking hands to yourselves. That's the one thing that I want to put out there. Keep your hands to yourselves. And then Joe, him talking about masturbating his dog, that shit is nasty as fuck. Why are you abusing a dog? That is disgusting. To masturbate a dog? Nigga. Ugh. Yeah, you guys, that's going to wrap it up for the week's hottest topics. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else. We will do this every single week, same time, same place. Until the next one, you guys, do me a favor, stay safe out there. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, and stay hydrated. And now that the weather is starting to change, stay warm. So I will see you guys later. And that will be for Life After Lockup, the 4-part series tonight on WeTV. Bye, guys.